the consumption of alcohol is what makes this great town. Having not necessarily playing up and being bad and misbehaving, but just going out for a good night on the town. So here we are, it's now 7 months, over 7 months since we've had to close the bar selling alcohol here on Soi Diamond. And as you can see, the whole of the entertainment industry in Patio really has been decimated. Bars for rent, bars that are closed. It's a disaster area. What is going on here in Patio? Is it true that the authorities, those people high above, want to close down Patio and make it a more family and high spending destination? We're going to have a look at some facts and see what's happening here in this town. So for those of you who don't know me, hello, my name is Phil. Some people call me Mr. Egg, and I'm the boss of the pub Pattaya here on Soi Diamond. I've been reading your comments on some of the videos and live stream I've been doing, and it's quite clear that many people think that it is the death knell, the final nail in the coffin for Pattaya. I'm going to give you 5 facts that would back up that claim, but also stay to the end, because I'm going to look at the other side of the coin and try and look at the reasons why those 5 things that are happening in this town are happening right now. And the first fact I'm going to tell you about is the fact that Phuket and other parts of Bangkok are open right now. You've all seen the videos from Phuket. People are having great fun, dancing on the tables. The Bangla Road is really lively. And then you go to Bangkok and the Khao San Road is open and they're having parties there every night. Why is that? Well, it's quite clear. It looks very much to me and many people that the reason that is because the authorities and the people high up have got the thumbs down for Patio right now, and they're keeping us locked down far longer than other places like Phuket Islands and Bangkok. Fact number 2, and let's be honest, they've never really liked the image of Patio. Sleazy Patio, nobody likes it in Bangkok and other parts of Thailand. It's always, for the last few years, the tourist authorities have been aiming at tour parties, Chinese tourists, people from Southeast Asia, richer tourists, and also, since the worldwide pandemic, domestic tourism as well. So all those people combined don't include what me and you are, which are Western tourists who seem to be always second-class citizens here at the moment in this great town. Fact number 3, and it's the big vaccination scam. Yes, I said scam. They told us that we needed to vaccinate our staff and to get people here in Pattaya and Chonburi province vaccinated. And according to the mayor, over 80% of people have now been double vaccinated. That's great. So why are we still not able to open our entertainment venues? Fact number 4, and we've actually moved location. We're here at, well, what is Drinking Street. Technically, this is not Drinking Street. People are saying that this is being demolished, but actually, if you just come round here, the Geordie bar and the other bars are still here. It's just one of the bars at the side that's coming down. Maybe it's maybe it's been redeveloped, I'm not sure. But fact number 4 is about the consumption of alcohol. They have told us that we can't drink alcohol now for over 7 months here in Pattaya, even in restaurants. And the consumption of alcohol is what makes this great town. Having not necessarily playing up and being bad and misbehaving, but just going out for a good night on the town, having fun and being able to have a drink or even a drink with your meal. They're having a lot of fun. So why have we been told for 7 months now that we can't have a drink here in Pattaya? It's because, thumbs down, they're out to get us. fact number 5, and it's the fact that, okay, the bars are closed, we can understand. So why, when all these bars here on Drinking Street are just sitting here waiting for people to come and open up again, why is it that for the last 2 weekends there's been a massive music festival on the beach here in Pattaya? Thousands and thousands of people have been gathering to enjoy the Thai music on the beach, clearly aimed at Thai people because all the bands were Thai, all the signage was in Thai. So domestic tourism seems to be hot on the thoughts of the authorities and the powers that be, but whilst thousands gather on the beach, the beer bars look like this. So there you have it, 5 facts that show that Pattaya is definitely being clamped down on by the authorities. Or is it? Because there are 5 counter arguments that can be said about all those points. And I'll start off with the point about Phuket and Bangkok opening earlier. Phuket has opened a lot earlier because the original sandbox scheme where people were quarantined for 14 days took place in Phuket. It's 600 miles away from Bangkok, so not easy for Bangkokians to go for a weekend away. Plus it's got an international airport there, so planes can come in and out easily, and we can check very, very easy to quarantine people in that small confined area. So it's no wonder that it's done a lot better than Pattaya and is further down the line as far as reopening up, because it simply had a lot longer. Oh, and by the way, the Khao San Road in Bangkok, it's empty every night. So what about us phalangs, Western tourists, being second-class citizens, like I said earlier? Well, the fact is that the Tourist Authority of Thailand has concentrated for an awful long time now on Asian tourists, such as from China, Chinese tour parties coming in. If you look at the actual spend of Western tourism versus the Asian tourism far outstrips it by many, many times. And now, of course, as the borders are closed, it's been easy to fill that void in tourist numbers by trying to attract domestic tourists from Thailand. So it's not really something that's just sprung up over the last few years. It's something that's been a general trend here in Thailand for a long time already. And what about this? Talked earlier about the Patio Music Festival. Yes, there were thousands and thousands of Thais that came onto the beach, and it looked really bad because all the bars were closed. It seemed really unfair to the people that had invested lots of money in bars and were just waiting to open. But you have to remember this, the Patio Music Festival was a locally budgeted and sponsored event. It was organised at a local level and was able to be confirmed at a local level rather than at the national government in Bangkok. It had been budgeted already many months ago and was part of a big programme to bring lots of outdoor activities here in Pattaya, like the fireworks festival, the jet ski competition, outside, which was more COVID safe. So the actual feeling I've heard at local government level was that they wanted to actually show to Bangkok that they could have big crowds and big attractions going on in this city and do it safely and in a biosecure environment. We'll see what happens over the next few weeks as far as the COVID numbers, whether they go up or down. But the reason it was happening was simply because it was a locally organised and funded event. Cancelling it would have been very expensive. So what about that point about vaccination levels? Yes, we've got all our staff vaccinated and yet we're still closed. Well, it's been reported that the vaccination rate here in Pattaya is over 80% of people that have been double vaccinated. It's of course open to dispute because there's such a transient workforce here. Girls come and girls go back to their villages, and the transient workforce is actually one of the big problems why we haven't opened up. If we refer back to Phuket, I've heard of reports of queues of up to 2 hours to actually get onto the island there's only one road that goes in and goes out of the island, and those people that aren't arriving by air are thoroughly checked for their vaccination status, and anybody that hasn't had their 2 jabs is given a test before they can enter. So they've got it controlled there in Phuket. Can you imagine if we opened and the police were going from bar to bar to bar to check on the vaccination status of our employees? As we've happened many times here in Pattaya, there'd be girls jumping out of windows and sneaking out back doors. So it's easier to control the vaccination levels geographically, if you like. Phuket did that a lot easier, and it's really difficult to do that here in Patio with that huge transient population moving in and out of the northeast area where vaccination levels are very low. What about the big point that we're all discussing, and that is alcohol itself? These cactuses, I suppose, could one day become a nice bottle of tequila. Thailand has always been a Buddhist country and very anti-alcohol, if you like. If you remember, recently online sales of alcohol were banned a couple of years ago. Alcohol is actually banned sales during the afternoons because of worries about students getting drunk. You're not really allowed to even promote alcohol in your restaurants. The old sexy beer girls, that's a thing of the past. You're not even allowed to have signs with alcohol outside your premises, technically. So it's not the case that this has been a country that, you know, welcomes alcohol sales. It has been one that has always looked down on alcohol. So you can understand that they want to control the sale of alcohol, because it is seen by the powers that be that the behaviour of people in a venue that's selling alcohol and isn't a sit-down restaurant are different to when you're in a sedentary position and eating food. People in the big Thai nightclubs will be dancing, maybe embracing each other. Loud music means that you talk louder, and then spray is emitted from your mouth. That's one of the ways that you can catch COVID, is because it's airborne. So those behaviours are seen as very bad for the spread of COVID, and the general feeling in Thailand, this Buddhist country, is that alcohol isn't really a good thing. It's tolerated in tourist areas, but it's not something that they want to promote. So there you have it, 5 reasons or facts about why they're trying to kill Pattaya. Or are they? I've tried to give a balanced opinion in the video. So what are you thinking? As a bar owner, of course, I'd rather see the place open naturally. But I think with a little bit of effort and a little bit of diligence, we could open, genuinely. But at the moment, it's just not happening. Watch this space, because we might be doing some more videos talking about the future of Patio and what's going to be happening soon. So, from me, Mr. Egg, we'll see you soon. Stand by, don't go away, because there's some more videos all about Pattaya that you might enjoy coming up right now. But from right now, at the famous walking street sign, bye-bye. See you next time.